What is going on, everybody? It's your boy SK Sword Kirby here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to a guide to SwordBurst 2. And welcome to episode 2, where I'm going to be talking about is skills. Mainly all the skills in SwordBurst 2 we have for right now. So before we get started in today's episode, all you need to do is, you know the drill, hit that like button like a pro. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell notification. And also make sure to join the Discord. Link will be in the description down below. So with that out of the way, let's just get started with the skill episode, shall we? Now the topic at hand is, what are skills? Skills are mostly different types of utilities used in some scenarios. There are three main types of skills. You guys, mobility skills, combat skills, and utility skills, or also known as buff skills. These three different types of skills are used in some ways that are quite useful or quite unuseful as well. So in my predicament, I'm going to be breaking down through all three of these types of skills in different versions in this video. So mainly, I'm going to be going through all of them and trying my best to focusing on different types. Okay, so what are mobility skills? Mobility skills are basically just skills that are being using to just run or jump or dodge. But the two of which used are here in SwordBurst 2. The first up is sprinting. Sprinting takes a lot of stamina from your stamina bar. But if you have accessories, you'll be able to have more stamina regeneration. Next up is rolling. Rolling only allows you to dodge or jump through any obstacles along your way. Basically, rolling is used best in floor 9 for the obstacles around the boss dungeon area, while sprinting is just used a lot, but it consumes a lot of your stamina to do so. Now we move on to the second skill set, combat skills. Combat skills are abilities that are mainly unavailable for those who made it to level 22, or needed to be unlocked is either by a drop. Well, there's only one you can only get in floor 11, which I'm only going to be talking about in this video. But I'm going to be going through all the 7 skills, mainly for, well, there's only 4 types of skills you can only use, and two are which mainly 2 different class types. You got is one-handed longsword users, greatsword users, katana users, and then you got the rapier users. They both have, well, all of them have different types of skill sets, I'm going to be going through in this video. So the first sword skill we got for right now is a one-handed longsword skill known as Sweeping Strike. Sweeping Strike only deals a 300% damage when it hits your critical chances. It gives a 300% damage buff. This is the only one-handed longsword skill you can only get till level 22 when you manage to level up enough to grab it. So the next skills we got are for the dual wielding type skills, mainly if you equip 2 longswords. The first one we're going through is Whirlwind Spin. Whirlwind Spin only gives a 330% damage attack. When you hit your critical, it gives a 330% damage buff. It's basically when you unlock it at level 22. Next up we have is the exclusive skill, Infinity Slash. Infinity Slash is only exclusive skill only from the Roblox Powers event, but is now unobtainable now since you can't get it anymore. This skill gives a 500% damage on the first slash, while 100 on the second and third one. Mainly if you have better swords, you can deal a lot more damage with this skill, but it's better to use best in some scenarios. The next skill we're going to go through is a claymore or a greatsword type skill. This one's known as Downward Smash. Downward Smash only gives 275% damage attack, while additional to 275% attack damage critical buff. So the next skill we have is the Piercing Dash. Piercing Dash is the only rapier skill you can only get for level 22. It only gets a 320% damage. When you hit your criticals, it only gives an additional 320% damage buff, which is basically the only rapier skill we got here in the game. And is the next class for katanas. We have is the level 22 katana class skill, Leaping Slash. Leaping Slash is basically a katana skill. It only deals 330% damage, but an additional damage to 330% critical buff. This is mainly the only katana skill we got here in SwordBurst 2. If there's going to be new katana skills, I'm hoping so or not. So now we have is the final skill to showcase, which is basically a gun skill. This is known as the Summon Pistol. Summon Pistol is a universal, meaning all classes could use this. It deals 24,000 damage, which is basically an all-range splash damage. But with the additional damage, it also deals 48,000 crit damage buff. You can only get this from the mini-boss in Floor 11 Hypercedia by Ka, the blue mini-boss, drops this skill. Now we move on to the third final skills are known as buff skills, or I like to call them supportive skills. Buff skills are only abilities that increase the stats of a player, but only in some ways. Well, these skills don't do any damage, but they provide any good, useful effects to the players. Some good and some bad, but it don't matter at all, but it depends how you use them wisely. So I'm going to be showing you is these last three skills, and basically there are some pros and cons about them. So for right now, the first skill I'm going to be showcasing for the utility skills is Summon Tree. Summon Tree is now only available in Floor 4 Hidden Wilds. You can only get from the Birchmen and Tree Horses. This skill only gives a 6 per second stamina regeneration booster. The pros about it is it's a very unique skill if you use it in a group, but the cons about it is when you do it solo, it drains your stamina when you try to regain your stamina back. So the next skill, you can only get it from the Egg Realm, so now you can only obtain it to level 50, is the Heal skill. It's basically a good skill, but it also gives a plus 30 health regen, but also costs a 40% of your stamina. It's only obtainable by leveling. Now, the pros about it is it's a very good skill once you get started into the next big leagues, but the cons about it is it drains your stamina a bit. So it's best to keep at a safe distance from mobs so you will be able to regain your health back. And now the final skill is known as the Block ability. Block is only usable for every weapon type when you start the game. The pros about it is it's a good skill. It only reduces your damage by 75%, but the cons is only the draining of stamina. My good tip is to use it at some time, but also try to regain your stamina once you have the Summon Tree. So that's basically all of the 3 skill sets I've gone through: mobility, combat, and buff skills. I hope this guide really helps you, all of you veterans, beginners, and new players that are started doing SwordBurst 2 for yourselves. I really wanted to be helpful for this guide, and I really thought that, hey, I thought I'd make a guide video on these skills. And anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this guide, hit that like button, and also make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification. Make sure to join in the Discord, link will be in the description down below. And that's all I need to say. This is Sword Kirby X signing out of SwordBurst 2, and I'll see you guys for episode 3 in Red Veil Grove. Peace.